Hi, my scholars. My name is Abiola. This is my school channel, and we are tackling this JAMB CBT past question for the subject mathematics, the year 2014. Stay with us, don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. You are much welcome back to my school channel. So let's start with question 17. The fourth term of an AP is 13, while the 10th term is 31, okay? Find the 24th term. So we are told the third term is 31, fourth term is 13. So we just have to pull out the equation. Remember, you have your series and your sequence. So we are going to pull out this simple equation, which is Tn equals a plus n minus 1, right, into bracket d, common difference, the nth term, all right, and the first term. Okay, so we are told that the 10th term, T10, okay, equals a plus 10 minus 1 into bracket d, and we are told the third term is given as 31, so I can change this to 31. All right, then we are also told about the fourth term is 13, okay, so that means 13 equals a plus 4 minus 1 into bracket d. So, okay, so let's say what next we're going to have. We're going to have 31 equals a plus 10 minus 1, we have 9d. Okay, very well. Then for the fourth term, we're going to have a plus 3d. All right, so we can just use a simple simultaneous equation method to solve this question. So let's minus 31 minus 13. What do we have? We're going to have 18 equals a minus a. We have 0, so a is gone. 9d minus 3d, we have 6d. So what do we do? Divide both sides by 6. Right? So that means the common difference d is 3. All right? So if I've gotten d as 3, then we can find other terms that we are looking for. So if we slot it in here, we'll put it here, whichever one that you want to do, we'll put it here. So that means this will be 31, which is the 10th term, equals a plus 9 into bracket 3. Therefore, 31, okay, equals a plus 27. Making a the subject, we send 31 inside. So we have 31, we send 27 outside, right? So that means 4 equals a. So the first term is 4. The common difference is 3. So we are asked to find the 24th term. So T24 equals, okay, a, which is 4, plus n, 24 minus 1, into bracket d, which is 3. Okay, remember this is what we are working with. T24 equals a, which we have gotten as 4, n minus 1, the 24th term, into bracket d is gotten as 3. Okay, so we have T24 equals 4 plus, all right, this is 23 times 3, okay? So, if we have this, we are going to have 4 plus 3 times 3, we have 9. 3 times 2, we have 6. That will be 4 plus this should give us 73. So, T24 is 73. So, join me, let's go back to the screen to pull out the correct option. So, we have 73. So, we are going to scan through the options provided and secure the correct answer. We can find the correct answer in option C. So, option C is very correct. Question 18, what is the common ratio of the GP? Okay, so we have this and we have this. All we need to do, this is T2, this is T1. Remember, common ratio is T2 over T1. So it will be this over this, okay? Numerator, denominator. So join me as we go to the white board to provide solution to this question. Very easy, right? T2 over T1, so I would have root 10 plus 2 root 5 over root 10 plus root 5. What do? We rationalize the whole thing. So this, we're going to use the conjugate of this, which is negative. So that will be root 10 minus root 5 over root 10 minus root 5. Okay, so root 10 times root 10, that is root 100. Square root of 100 is 10. We see that. Root 10 times this, that is minus root 50. Okay, 2 times this, root 5 times root 10, that is root 50, times 2, that is 2 root 50. Okay, very well. Then we have this, root 5 times root 5, that is root 25. Square root of 25 is 5, times 2, that is 10. Don't forget the minus sign. Then, when we work on the denominator, what you should have is 10 minus 5. Remember your square formula. Okay, this plus and this minus. So this should give us 10 minus 5. Okay, so if we proceed, we are going to have 10 minus 10, that is 0, that is gone. Minus root 50 plus 2 root 50, that should give us 1 root 50, positive 1 of course, or root 50 to simply put over 5. So what is root 50? If you change it, this is a single form. If we change it to the basic form, that should be 5 root 2 over 5. How do I know that? 5 times 2, that is 10. 10 times 5, do you see that? Okay, that is one way you can check. So 5 strikes out 5. What we have left is root 2. So that is the common ratio that we are looking for. Join me as we go back to the screen to pull out the correct option. So if you look through the options provided, you will find option A as the correct option. Number 19. A binary operation is defined by this, okay? Then we have, this is the question we are working on. Okay, find the possible values of x. This is very easy when it comes to binary operation. Just follow the set rules, then you get what you are looking for. So this is the rule we are given, okay? So this represents our y, all right? So that should be x raised to power y, isn't it? So if this is our y, that means it will be x raised to power 2. So what I should have is x raised to power 2 equals 12 minus x. All right, we move this inside. So we are going to have x squared plus x minus 12 equals 0. Okay, when we factorize this, what we should have is x, all right, x plus, it should be x plus 4x. Okay, let me show you what I mean. That will be x squared plus 4x minus 3x minus 12 equals 0. All right, what's common here? We have x into brackets x plus 4. And here we have minus 3 into brackets x plus 4. Minus 3x minus times plus minus 3 times 4, that is 12. So basically we have x minus 3 and x plus 4 equals 0. So that will be x equals 3 or minus 4. And when you open the brackets and you send these ones outside. So this is negative. Going outside it becomes positive, positive, going outside it becomes negative. So x is 3 or minus 4. Let's go back to the screen to select the correct option. X is 3 or minus 4. So look through the options provided together and we'll find option B as the correct option. Question 20. Find y if we have this, okay? This is a question on matrix, okay? So I've replicated this question on our whiteboard. All we need to just do is to follow the simple approaches presented in matrix. So we have this. All you need to do, 5 times x, we have 5x, minus 6 times y, we have minus 6y equals this 7. Easy, right? 2 times x, we have 2x. Okay, then we have minus 7 times y, we have minus 7y. This is, okay, this 2 multiplies this is y equals, then we have 11. All right, so this is minus 11 rather from the question. We must make sure we have our values and signs in the correct order. Okay, so this is minus 11 minus 11. So this forms a simultaneous equation, right? What do? We can use elimination method, substitution method, or what have you. So let's just use this. So we multiply this by 2, multiply this by, okay, so this is times 2, then this is times 5. Okay, so what I should have is 2 times 5x, we have 10x. 2 times this, we have minus 12y. 2 times this, we have 14. Right? Then this, 5 times 2, we have 10x. 5 times this, we have minus 35y. Okay? Then 5 times this, we have minus 55. Okay, so let's subtract. All right, this minus this is gone. Okay, then we have this minus 12y minus 35, or we can say 35 minus 12y, whichever one. Okay, so that should give us 3, right? And this should be 3 minus 1, that is 2. Okay, so remember we are minusing, so the minus is affecting everything we have here. Probably I should just put it in place. Okay, this one turns to plus, minus times minus, this one turns to plus, minus times this plus here becomes minus. That is why this is struck out. Okay, so 55 plus 14, 5 plus 4, that is 9, 5 plus 1, that is 6. So dividing both sides by the coefficient of y, so this should be 3 times y equals 3. So join me as we go back to the screen to select the correct option. So just look through the options provided and you select the option that has the value 3. Option C. Remember that you can better prepare yourself by having a simulated JAMB CBT experience. All you need to do, click on that link in the description below. It's going to take you to the Myschool website where you can get the Myschool mobile app or the Myschool software. So join me as we solve question 21. So we have this matrix, okay, equals minus 12, find x. So I've prepared this question on our whiteboard. All we need to do is just walk through the steps together and get the answer. So if that is the case, we will have this multiplies this multiplies this, okay? This to this, then this to this. So that will be minus x times 4. That will be minus 4x. So we put the minus sign, okay? Minus 1 times 12, we have minus 12. All equals to this, minus 12. So that will be minus 4x. Minus times minus, that is plus 12, equals minus 12. What do? We can collect like terms. So I can send this outside or send this, whichever way I want to make it happen. So I have minus 4x equals minus 12. When this plus goes outside, it becomes negative, minus 12. So I have minus 4x equals minus 12, that is minus 24. Okay, dividing both sides by minus 4, which is the coefficient of x. So x equals 6. All right, so let's go back to the screen to select the correct option. X equals 6. So which of the options are 6? That is option D. So option D is very correct. Please don't forget to always hit on that like button. Also click on the subscribe button and always tap on bell notification so you can get alerts immediately we upload the next video clip just for you. Question 22. So find the value of this. All right, this is still a question on matrix. Very easy. Okay, so I think we have to recommend at this particular point that we go ahead and study more on matrix, okay, because of the flow of matrix questions that we've just encountered. So it is very necessary for our Myschoolers to better prepare themselves for their common exams. Okay, so join me as we solve this. All you need to do, you can see we are working on this first. So whatever values we have under this column, they are secured. So you work with what we have here. So for this, that means this will be 0. We multiply. Remember how we did the last question? This to this, right? Then this to this. Okay, so let me remove this so that we won't have a clumsy presentation. All right, so that will be 7 times 4, that is 28. Okay, minus 5 times 8, that is 40. Okay, for this, then the next one will be minus. So remember, whatever columns you are working on, that column, the remaining rows, they will be covered. All right, so that means we're excluding this. So we are having this and this to this. So that is 1 times 4, that is 4, minus 0 times 8, that is 0. Okay, then we have for this column now, that means plus 2 into brackets. Okay, so all of these are covered. We are dealing with this. 1 times 5, we have 5, minus 0 times 7, that is 0. So no matter what happens here, any value multiplies by 0 is 0, so this is gone. All right, so we have here 4 minus 0, that is 4. 4 times minus 3, that is minus 12. All right, so we have here 5 minus 0, that is 5, times 2, that is 10. So minus 12 plus 10, that is minus 2. Just take it like this. You are owing 12 naira and you have 10 naira on you. If you pay 10 naira out of the 12 naira, you're going to be left with 2. The 2 left is still a debt, right? So that makes it minus a negative value. So your answer is minus 2. So let's go back to the screen to select the correct option. Where can we find minus 2? So look through the options together. So you will find minus 2 where? Option D. So option D is very correct. Question 23. How many sides has a regular polygon whose interior angle is 135 degrees? Okay, so we just have to employ the formula for the interior angles. So we are told here that the interior angle is 135. So we are finding the number of sides. Okay, so that is n minus 2 into brackets 180 equals, if this goes here, that will be 135n, isn't it? So when we open up the bracket, we have 180n minus 360 equals 135n. What can we do? We can collect like terms. So when we collect like terms, we can send this in, send this out. So we have 180n minus 135n equals 360. So 180n minus 135n, okay, that should give us 45n, right? So equals 360. So 360 divided by 45. All right, so we know 45 times 2, that is 90. 90 in 360, that is 4. But basically what I'm just saying is this will go 8 times. So the number of sides, 8. Okay, that makes an octagon. So let's go back to the screen and look for the value 8. All right, so look through the options provided and you can secure it in option D. So option D is very correct. 24. A cylindrical tank has a capacity of 6,160 meter cube. What is the depth of the tank if the radius of its base is 28 centimeters? So capacity, same as volume. So we are given this as 6160. Okay, so remember that volume or capacity for a cylinder equals pi r square h. Okay, we are given V as 6160. Pi 22 over 7 times the radius is given as 28, so that will be 28 square, that's 28 times 28. Then we are asked to find h, okay, the depth. All right, so 7 year 1, 7 year 4. So basically if we are looking for h, we divide both sides by all of these values, right? So that will be 6160 over 22 times 4 times 28 equals h. When we carry out the division, what we should have roughly, okay, is 2.5. Remember, height or the depth is measured in meters. So let's go back to the screen to select the correct option. So look through the options provided and you will find the correct option in option D. So option D is very correct. Number 25. Okay, so find the midpoints of this and this. Okay, so remember when we talk about midpoints, we're just talking about the formula x1 plus x2 over 2, then y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, so we have to find the midpoint. This is what I mean, x1 plus x2 over 2. Then we have comma y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, make sure you take your time to go through these video clips over and again. Okay, it's all for your better understanding. So take your time, use your pace. All right. Okay, so we can identify this as x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so let's slot in these values. We have x1 as minus 5 plus x2 as minus 3. Okay, over 2. Then we have y1 as 4 plus y2 as minus 2 over 2. Okay, minus 5 plus times minus is minus. So minus 5 minus 3, that is minus 8. Minus 8 divided by 2, that is minus 4. Right? So we have plus times minus, that is minus. 4 minus 2, that is 2. 2 divided by 2, that is 1. So the midpoint we are looking for is -4 and 1. So let's go back to the screen to be very sure that we can find our answer. -4 and 1. So where do we find that? We find that in option C. So option C is the correct option. Do not forget that we have several solution providers on the Myschool website. All you need to do to reach them is to use that link in the description below. It's going to take you to the Myschool website where you can interact with our solution providers. They are ready and willing to help you out. So join me as we tackle the next question. The gradient of a line joining this point and this point is half, 1/2. Find the value of x. Remember, gradient or slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. In this case, we are given the slope as 1/2, or the gradient as 1/2 equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, so we are asked to find the value of x. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's slot in these values, okay? Or we can, whichever way, that's okay. I was thinking we should just cross multiply. At any junction we do it, we are still correct. So we have y2 is given as 2 minus the y1, that is 4, over x2 is given as 1 minus x1, that is x. All right? So we can cross multiply if we like. So we are going to have, for this side, we're going to have 1 minus x times 1 is still the same thing, equals 2 times 2, that is 4, minus 2 times 4, that is 8. So I have 1 minus x equals 4 minus 8, that is minus 4. So you can collect like terms. I can send x here. Whichever one I want to do, I can bring in 4. So I have 1 plus 4 equals x. 1 plus 4 equals 5. So x is 5. All right. So just join me as we move back to the screen to point out the correct option. So we are looking for 5. We found out that x is 5. So which of the options carry 5? That is option A. So don't forget that you may have better presentations or explanation as touching any of the questions we have solved so far. Please, we'd like to know. All you need to do, use that comment section below, indicate the question number and the explanations you like to share. 27. Calculate the midpoint of the line segment y minus 4x plus 3 equals 0, which lies between the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay, so we have y minus 4x plus 3 equals 0. All right, so we have y minus 4x plus 3 equals 0. All right, so all you just need to do is when x equals 0 and when y equals 0. So let's have it here when y equals 0. So what we should have will be 0 minus 4x plus 3, okay, equals 0. What do? We can send this outside. So we have 3 equals 4x. Dividing both sides by 4. All right, so we'll have x as 3 over 4. So at this point, we can say 3 over 4 and 0, isn't it? All right, so let's go to the other side. The same equation, y minus 4x plus 3 equals 0. Okay, at this point now, when x equals 0, all right, so what do we have? We have y, 4 times 0, that is 0, so this is gone. So we have y plus 0 equals 3, so we have y equals minus 3. So at this junction, we know 0 and minus 3. So we have two things to work with, right? So remember the midpoint, the formula for the midpoint. So that is x1 plus x2 over 2. Then we have y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, so let me put this out together. Okay, so we have, so if we are going to tap out, what is our x1? Our x1 is 3 over 4 plus x2, which is 0 over 2, right? Then we have for y1 is 0 plus y2, that is minus 3 over 2. So this plus 0, that plus 0, that is still 3 over 4. So I have 3 over 4 over 2. Then this is plus times minus, that is minus. That's the minus 3 over 2. Okay, so let me work on this. So 3 over 4 divided by 2, that means 3 over 4 divided by 2 over 1, which still means 3 over 4 times 1 over 2. That implies 3 times 1, 3. right? 4 times 2, that is 8. So we are having 3 over 8, then minus 3 over 2. So we have to go back to the screen and see if we can find this solution there. 3 over 8 and minus 3 over 2. Let's move back to the screen to secure the answer. 3 over 8 and minus 3 over 2. So where we can find that is in option A. So option A is the correct option. Don't mind the missing, this is all over, okay, 3 over 8, although it's not simple. That is what we have. So option A is very correct. 28. So if sine theta equals 12 over 13, find the value of 1 plus cos theta. This is so easy to solve. Okay, so remember that this is telling you that we are dealing with a right angle triangle. So at first, before doing that, recall that, okay, let's look at this. All right, this is opposite. Remember, sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse, right? So let's fit it in. This is opposite, 12, right? Hypotenuse, the longest side, this is 13. So remember the hypotenuse rule, or the Pythagoras, that is hypotenuse square equals adjacent square plus opposite square. Okay, hypotenuse square, that is 13 square, right? 13 raised to power 2 is 169. So I have 169 equals adjacent square unknown, right? Plus opposite square is 12. 12 raised to power 2 is 144. So if we send this here, that will be 169 minus 144 equals adjacent square. That should tell you that 25 equals adjacent square. So we are looking for adjacent, no adjacent square. What do? We square root both sides. So the square root of 25 is 5. So we can find our adjacent as what? As 5. Do we see that now? So remember, cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay? So what's our adjacent is gotten as 5 over our hypotenuse? 13. So if we want to fix it into this, so that will be 1 plus, what is cos theta? Cos theta is now 5 over 13. Right? LCM is what? 13. That is 13 times 1, we have 13 plus 13 is 13, 1 times 5, we have 5. 13 plus 5, that is 18 over 13. That's all. Super easy. So join me, let's go back to the screen to pick out the correct option. Where can we find 18 over 13? So look through the options with me, and you will find that in option B. So option B is very correct. 29. If y equals 4x cubed minus 2x squared plus x, find the y dx. Okay, so we have to differentiate. So all you need to do is just to multiply this by this, the power by this. Exactly. So 3 times 4, that is 12. So 3 minus 1, that is 2. So I'll be having 12x raised to power 2. Do we have any options like that? We can find C and D. So automatically A and B discarded. Okay, so we have 2 times 2, that is 4. 2 minus 1, that is 1. So we have 4x. So I have 12x squared minus 4x. All right, so you don't even need to go for that, but we can just do that for clarity's sake. So we have plus x. 1 times x, that is still 1. 1 minus 1, that is 0. X raised to power 0 is 1. So 1 times 1, that is 1. So the correct option here is option D. When we differentiate this, we should have this. So the correct option, once again, is found here, D. 30. So we have if y equals cos 3x, find dy dx. This is very easy. All you need to do is just separate this entity at first. So this here will make our u equals 3x. Then this will be y equals cos u, isn't it? All right. So when we differentiate this, du dx, all right, that should give us, remember, 1 times 3, that is 3. 1 minus 1, that is 0. So x raised to power 0 is 1. 1 times 3, we have 3. Simple. So when we differentiate this, dy du, remember when you differentiate cos x, you should have minus sine x. So in this case, we have letter u. Very easy. So remember, dy dx, your chain rule, equals dy du times du dx. So what is our dy du? That is minus sine u multiplies, okay? When we differentiate du dx, what do we have? We have 3. So I should have minus 3 sine into brackets. What's our u? our u is 3x. Okay, so I should have minus 3 sine 3x. Let's go back to the screen to confirm if we have such value. Minus 3 sine 3x. Where can we find that? Minus 3 sine 3x. Option D. So option D is the correct option. 31. Find the minimum value of y equals x squared minus 2x minus 3. So the first thing I did is to have this question presented on our whiteboard. Okay. So when we differentiate this, what we should have is 2 times x, we have 2x. 2 minus 1, that is 1. X raised to the power 1 is still x. Okay. Minus 1 times 2, that is 2. 1 minus 1, that is 0. X raised to the power 0, that is 1 times 2. That's where we have 2. This becomes 0. So this is gone. So remember the minimum points. So this will be equals to 0, right? So that is 2x minus 2 equals 0. When I send the 2 outside, so I have 2x equals positive 2, right? Dividing both sides by 2. So we can have x as 1, but that's not where we are stopping. We are looking for that minimum point. So anywhere we see x, we input the value of 1. So that implies that will be 1 raised to the power 2, okay, minus 2 into bracket 1 minus 3. 1 raised to the power 2 is still 1. 2 times 1, that is 2. Then we have minus sign. Then we have minus 3. 1 minus 2, that is minus 1, right? Minus 3, that is minus 4. So this is what we are looking for. So our answer is minus 4. Let's go back to the screen to select where we can find the value minus 4. So which of the options we can find that in option D? Option D is the super correct option. We've come to the end of this video segment, but there are more video clips to come. All you need to do is always hit on that like button and also click on the subscribe button and always tap on bell notifications so you can get alert immediately we upload the next video clip all for you.